All right, next question is, should I have a package for clients to work on 2 to 3 issues all at once? So I am coming from the perspective of a system of the advanced conversational hypnosis method. And the quick answer to that is absolutely not. Absolutely not. And here is why, and here is the actual method that we use instead. So why do we not want a package with all of the things, right? First of all, unless you are incredibly good at putting the very tangible things as to what's going to happen in your sessions, it gets really messy to have 3 things. For example, a client wants help with depression, anxiety, and insomnia, right? Those are the 3 things. And although we can see that they're all related, how is that actually going for you if that is the case, right? Sure, a client can have these 3 things, but each of those 3 things, the depression, the anxiety, the night terrors, those are all symptoms, right? So when we're going at it from a place of, I'm going to have a symptom session for this, and then I'm going to have a symptom session for that, I am going to have a symptom session for this other thing. Is that the best approach to truly help our clients? How do we know, like, what metrics are we actually looking at to ensure that they're getting the results? How do we know that they're not incredibly correlated? How do we know that we're done, right? That is what you want to talk about, because it gets messy when there's more than one, right? Especially with a client, especially with a contract as well. So in ACH, this is what we do instead. We have one result and one price. We talk about this inside day 3 of our trainings when we have one particular result with that particular niche, with that particular problem, solving that one problem. And here's why this actually works better than the other model. And here's why that will actually help the clients with those 3 symptoms anyway. So if it's the same client with depression, anxiety, and night terrors, for example, we go and tell the client, okay, so I know that you're going through all of these things, but based on your everyday life, which one of these is actually affecting you the most? And let's just say it is the night terrors. I'm just picking a random one, but the client says that it's the night terrors because they can't sleep at night. If they cannot sleep, they cannot function, they cannot think, their health is compromised, they eat like shit. We know what happens when we lack sleep, right? And so they pick the night terrors. So inside our ACH strategy call, we say, okay, night terrors, okay, that is the result. What does that look like? We get clear with our clients. We charge them this one price that we have. It's going to be $1,000 more or more, depending on the student and what their goals are, which again, we cover in day 3. But we pick that, the client agrees, they're happy, we're happy. We go into our ACH session, and all we're thinking is that night terrors is a symptom. All problems hold hands with other problems. So if they're having the other 2, like they're depressed and they're anxious because of the night terrors, like that makes sense, right? If we get to the root of the night terrors, that is also going to affect the depressive and anxiety symptoms. If they're not sleeping, of course, they're going to be more depressed. If they are not sleeping, of course, they're going to be more anxious because they're not emotionally regulating, because they're not processing at nighttime, right? And so when we just have that one result, we go into the sessions thinking, okay, so this is a symptom. The night terrors is a symptom. What is the problem? How is the night terrors a problem? And in that process, we get to the real core of the issue, which then after that, after our clients have gone through this one first ACH session, it starts to unravel all of the other shit that is included within that night terror. Instead of doing one by one symptom, symptom by symptom, we go really deep and burst that shit open. That way, everything gets solved at once. That's why we charge high prices, because just by this one session, by the helping them sleep, they get all the byproducts of having a great rejuvenated sleep, which is better sleep, better sex, better thinking, better productivity, better performance, better exercise regime. All of these things get better instead of just focusing on the one symptom. So that is a very long-winded way to answer this question. And just saying, no, don't do that. Don't do a package of all the things, because then your clients will be there forever, unless you want that. So I certainly don't. So I hope that this helped. Let's have a massive impact together, one conversation at a time.